Adeshima my mamunyina ajo kase ebo ayensa kana nwumre na ye de bra mu ye de free shape house Abeka Junction Accra ena ye to amane oba bia wo hwe yen afri bia anwumre na anwumre kase ebo yi de edimu akotene bi ene se
Yebekwa kopie me omrahye bedwafie eho ena ene omansa na hene ekopie mu ho mid-year budget review or the Koto 24 enim
Mampanyi John Dramani Mahama ena wo che se ye ka ora atamelsa de oja na kire ne no a ena oguso eyen
sanso no omansa na hene e de atodwa se aban no nani so ade hunu se eka eda ho a emne oman Ghana no eya aban abai ombetua ne nyina e de afri ho
na osofo a ohwesika semso kopie mu ne nkasa yem no kire se wo bu nkonta de akire Ghana fo a enei enhyehyeye a omudi gu akwan mu se nka wo mo ekobromosia ne de keka ho no Wama anya ne sa eso atia ba fom papa
Edom kuma wa mrahye bedwafie enne abrasa na hene ekoya ode oman sikasem ekotudwa no omode omantena na emom omofo omonkrata ekopie eye omanpanyi aso eye ede nsem bi ekoto nanim
na no na majority leader HSA de ye mo sorry ya mo pie yi mo de ablekumade yi na we o kire se we no mu nye du se Womu be sorry free emrahye bedwam se woma boycott
Ebusuafo we ne nsema hodo na don ni bremu ye de besomo se kasebo na nwumeko miesa na so ya sana de kasebo ebrel this way chocolate drink Mr. Enumere afenu adru fie opebibi e de akawa no a make comfort this way chocolate drink e de amount tete kwashi ko di free Fernando Po baye na mpanyifo e de afamfidin awodin dro ahyemuma ene uhia nsuhie open so anadi nsonyu kakra bi adondon obobia obenya hoden obeda onabe yode obesora no pa no obenya hoden foforo e de akonnuma so special ice mineral water yenso ayitu ebribi ponim e de afamfidie ani krogen na wotwewe obehyefa abadintu obekoso aho beba besra nso adebesom omo special ice mineral water na wotwewe ya na se ochina obekeka onsase kakra nita benkwan need fufu eno na make comfort edi amount ene aduane no aye simple aye easy isa need abenkwan any need fufu ene fufu ye ha ye ho enwo wodro pampampan abenkwan nya afi na obeso ne so esi ho da bi de ohia ni need fufu any need abenkwan na otwewe ya ho obeba besra no kabi mo na ye fufu mo bedi adawase senu makomi ensen na aso ya sena no sia kase boy freedom ni bremu ye de ebeso mo ya ye so manumre eyeme Kwame Owusu Eduomimene
Akosi asapon ye ransem ni mu ede a enani emfinhia du miensa pepepe ena Professor John Evans Atamels Ghana mampanyi na ene womo ehyeda ebodwa ehye ho fa a womo ye nkae dum ewa asomdwe park baby a ye pe ne krabe na mampanyi John Dramani Mahama ejina simpie so de nsem tudwa wo gina podium ni so anase wo be gina simpie so apɛ ena o se enani mfinhia du miensa pepepe na sede na ewiemu aya ye te se Professor John Evans Atamels mampanyi watu anananom wonse do sa pepepe ena eye na o kan sa wie no o kire se sede na papa wo sitie na ho brase ene ne no ye nyina no eno a de broni friend legacy no eno a no odi so a wo ye na obeye ne sa pepepe.
In a world that is increasingly impatient, increasingly loud, and sometimes careless with truth, Professor Mills's life reminds us of the power of stillness, strength in gentleness, and the enduring force of quiet conviction. Today, our country faces many challenges. We inherited an economy in deep distress. We face social divisions that threaten our cohesion and a growing weariness among our people. But if there's one lesson we draw from the life of President Mills, it is that no challenge is insurmountable. When we lead with integrity, when we listen with empathy, and when we govern with principle. It is that lesson that I strive to follow in the reset agenda that we have adopted. So let me say for emphasis that our reset agenda today rests on the foundation of the Better Ghana agenda that was laid by Professor J.E.A. Mills. Asundwe Park is not just a final resting place, it is a national symbol, a living reminder of what our politics can be and must become. It calls to us to lower our voices and elevate our purpose. It calls on us to be kinder and more accountable, and to remember that in the end, leadership is about legacy. And it's not to be found in statues or slogans, but in the lives of the people that we touch and the examples that we leave behind. To the people of Ghana, let us recommit ourselves to the Ghana that Professor Mills believed in. A Ghana that is united in diversity, strong in values, and anchored in peace. And to Professor Mills, our father, our leader, our teacher, I say, rest well. You may be gone from our sight, but you are never gone from our hearts. Your work lives on in us, and your legacy will continue to light our path. May the soul of Professor J.E.A. Mills rest in perfect peace. Amen. Before I sit, I think our auntie raised the issue of the Professor Mills Memorial Library. The Honorable Kofi Totobikwachi has been involved with that library from the time it was built. And after we left office, it was handed over to the University of Cape Coast, I remember. After we left office, it fell into a state of disrepair. And we had held this discussion already. And I can tell you that Kofi Totobi and a small group are already working on bringing that memorial library back to the shape in which it should be. And we can be sure that we will let it achieve the objective for which it was set up. Thank you very much.
Ene abra oman sana hene ekopie mu omrahye bedwafie na ode oman akon sika etudwa na ochire mu se aban eniso ade hunu ne se obetimi aboa ama ene oman esika kokko hudwa yedi no ebetimi etumpon na aban ede esi na eniso se obia obefa kwan bone so wanfa kwan paso ede dibedi oman hu sika kokko hudwa no ene aban ene ni bedi.
The value of gold export from small-scale mining increased by about 180% for the first half of 2025, over that of the same period in 2024. Mr. Speaker, for the first time in Ghana's history, gold export from small-scale mining sector have exceeded gold export from large-scale sector. Mr. Speaker, the substantial foreign exchange inflows from the gold board operations in the artisanal small-scale mining sector have significantly strengthened our reserves, improved our balance of payment, and provided critical support for the Ghana city. Mr. Speaker, this tells a story of a country which has been denied the full benefit of its gold resources, a story of a country where illegal gold trade and smuggling have been allowed to fester to the detriment of the well-being of the people. Right, Honorable Speaker. On the 8th of July 2025, His Excellency President John Mahama inaugurated a task force to tackle illegal gold trade and smuggling. I also want to use this opportunity as the Sector Minister to reiterate that the government of President Mahama would deal ruthlessly with anyone found engaging in illegal trade and smuggling, as these nation-wrecking activities sabotage the progress of our country. Mr. Speaker, I also want to reiterate the point that no one should come to us and beg, because we will not spare.
Wo enkasaye ni muni nchechiremu a na wode eto Ghana fo enim wo emrahye bedwam no o kire se wo hwe bosia na esesenka oman no ekobo no se de na esigina na fi so mo ba yenyame adom wo mo ankobo ni nyina asa de wo mo koyi ne kakra bi ti yemfa ne sese yedu ne sese wo mo koje a wo matimi atesoa ma na ba fom kra de na wo mo hwe animu senka wo mbeye no wo mo anye ne sanyame adom nhihye ya wo mo de gu apono so de no na oba be kiremu se ansa na aban eba beje akonwa free 1st January ekosi 6 January ama ade achi ne de mampanyi John Dramani Mahama esi akonwa so no na IMF sika 4.5 million a wo mo de aba no na sa sika no kra asadada ansa na mampanyi John Dramani Mahama ebetena akonwa so.
The net foreign financing was 2.8 billion, mostly from the utilization of the 4.5 billion IMF disbursement. So, Speaker, between 1st of January to 6th of January, the IMF disbursement of 4.5 billion was spent before the Mahama administration took office just in 6 days. Mr. Speaker, project loan disbursement was 2.4 billion Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, even though Ghana is relying on the domestic market for financing, we have borrowed less than we planned, signifying strong expenditure control and fiscal discipline. Right, Honorable Speaker, this is a strong signal to the investor community and all stakeholders that the needed fiscal consolidation is happening here in Ghana and it will be sustained. Right, Honorable Speaker, Ghana is back on the international scene.
Abra oman sana hene case lato force na de nsem etudwa e o mrahye bidwafe no san e de atudwa se oman sikasem e ade se aban ehwe no asiesi na ka bia aban ne de no ombehwe na omatua afri ho.
Government remains committed to restructuring our bilateral and commercial debt under the G20 common framework. On the 24th of June 2025, the House approved an indicative terms of the Memorandum of Understanding between Ghana and Official Creditors Committee. On behalf of His Excellency the President, I wish to thank this House for swift action which has enabled Ghana to begin negotiation for the signing of bilateral agreement with each of the creditor countries. We are ready to sign the agreement with two countries as at tomorrow. Mr. Speaker, it is expected that 4 agreements will be signed by close of tomorrow. First, we'll sign with France, and the second will sign with another country yet to be confirmed. Mr. Speaker, on the commercial debt restructuring, we have signed non-disclosure agreement, NDAs, with some commercial lenders, in line with the government's strong commitment to honoring its debt obligation. We have made 2 debt service payments of about $700 million to our Euro bondholders. Mr. Speaker, on the domestic front, government continues to meet its commitment towards the domestic bondholders. For the first half of 2025, a total of 9.8 billion Ghana cedis was paid to coupons to DDEP bondholders, of which 3.6 billion Ghana cedis was capitalized. Right, Honorable Speaker, for non-tendered bondholders, government paid a total of 1.1 billion Ghana cedis. This was the outstanding debt service as at 2024. Mr. Speaker, for the second half of 2025, an amount of 10.2 billion Ghana cedis is due as coupon payment on the DDEP bonds and 724.1 million as debt service for the non-tendered bondholders. It is important to know that government remains committed to honoring its debt service obligation, and therefore we have made sufficient preparation towards the settlement of this debt, and bondholders should not worry, this amount will be paid in due course.
Abusuafo yanya aboafo nkrato emra yeba yebeto akase bonoso. Adeshima my mamo akwa bayetwa kasebo no so said the edi kan bomo amane dada se ene ena eye emfinhie du miensa pepepe Professor John Evans Atamelsa na enkane wo ye Ghana mampanyi wanya ne baby ekro no said the edi kan ene ye sorry ye said na ewiem aye no eye sa pepepe ewo eda ofiri mu no na papa yi said the na osika na nsem wojina simpie so a se de osika ne nsem na dɔɔso pa na yaboaboa bia no a epese omanfo ete na omode ekaakai no yenkoni nkohwe bi.
Madam Speaker, I want to make an observation.
I thank you.
In fact, before I came here, I expected to be heckled because it's a usual routine. But let me say, Madam Speaker, that I did not expect the heckling to be so gargantuan. Munia MP Kofi Juma, Jomejina mentioned Madam, when I say, why in our way too. Now that many have video man, now I haven't watched it my pie. We speak Ghana on special occasions. Number two, for some curious reason, my gun deserts me on Wednesdays. I would like to invite our elders to help me find out why. Our overall national debt stands at more than $7 billion. Tama Oil Refinery and VRA together owe close to $2 billion. I want to remind you that I didn't even know how to translate them into OPPPP. I sympathize with the other parties. I sympathize with the other parties. Ask me why. If NDC Team B can perform this well in 1 year, they should wait for the Team A. When the Team A comes, they will see what is going to happen.
My name is Kwame Sefakanya. I work at Peace FM.
Yes. By the way, have you drunk tea?
What's your man with tea?
For Ghana Mampenyi Dada, His Excellency Professor John Evans Atamils, and I Yokoka in Sambia na ode to yenim, and him saying Yankopon Edenekra, SE. Yet to Akasebonos and near Comra Shibidre Fio, a ho and a ne said the Munina Munim Dadano, a on my son, I Dr. Case Lato Forsen, and ne on my media budget, a cotum Rashibidra for him. Now, Wakase, a abine any swadin who any abine but I say, on my hair say a yam pesua, bear or honey in 166. Constituency say ohwa omakwan atete apansam nti aban afato no so say mfie miensa edi animu yi ombehwe na sa kwan hodo ni nyina omo SCC.
Mr. Speaker, I now take you to reorganization of the Ghana Road Fund. Right Honorable Speaker, this is not all. The government of President John Mahama has also taken a decision to remodel the Ghana Road Fund and refocus it towards road maintenance. As part of this media review, and on behalf of the government, the Minister for Roads and Highways will be laying before this House a new road maintenance trust fund bill. When approved, the road maintenance trust fund bill will replace the Ghana Road Fund. Mr. Speaker, the road maintenance trust fund will, among others, provide for a new governance architecture, provide a formula for a fairer allocation of resources, and introduce more transparency in the utilization of road fund levy and others. Mr. Speaker, government has identified 166 constituencies in dire need of road infrastructure. Right Honorable Speaker, the government has identified 166 constituencies in dire need of road infrastructure. In response, we have programmed to rehabilitate 10 kilometers of roads annually in each of these 166 constituencies across the country. Right, Honorable Speaker. The President Mahama administration has identified 166 constituencies in dire need of road infrastructure. In response, we have programmed to rehabilitate 10 kilometers of roads annually in each of these constituencies. Mr. Speaker, this translates to about 5,000 kilometers of road to be constructed in these 166 constituencies in dire need of road infrastructure over the next 3 years. So, Speaker, simple put, over the next 3 years, we'll be building 5,000 kilometers of road in these 166 constituencies.
Yet also Ediana Yedaswa Ejina Emrashibidrum Abra Onmunyanfo Castle ato forcing ordinance to Eja. Na wochechim se mampania hye se eni se eye contract se wo hoda da fe ne de bema se ekoba se ye ka ho sikasem a ebia ni ho esese ye de dollar bishim e wo se ni nyina ye ne Ghana sika so omo anye ne saa anhwe ya se de esi kotu dollar no ewo contractor wo mo be ye no e de wo haw ene bebre ye no ye sikasem na ama sidi no ye hunu se de esi eye ewo mayimo.
Mr. Speaker, pricing of goods and services and award of contract in foreign currency pose significant risk to fiscal management with severe implications for the stability of our Ghana city. Unfortunately, foreign currencies are becoming the means of transacting business in Ghana. This trend, if not checked, will erode the confidence in our currency, drive inflation, and result in the loss of value in the symbol of our sovereignty. Mr. Speaker, to curb this unfortunate development, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama has directed that beginning today, 24th of July 2025, no contract awarded by government, irrespective of source of fund, should be denominated in foreign currency. Right, Honorable Speaker. To curb this unfortunate development, President John Dramani Mahama has directed that beginning today, 24th of July 2025, no contract awarded by government, irrespective of source of funding, should be denominated in foreign currency. Mr. Speaker, we also want to use this opportunity to remind the public that per the Foreign Exchange Act 2006, Act 723, companies, institutions, and individuals are prohibited from pricing, advertising, receipting, or making payment for goods and services in foreign currencies in Ghana without prior written approval from the Bank of Ghana. Right, Honorable Speaker.
Yedasu ejina emrashebedwefie ne abra omaisana hene Dr. Casey Lato Forsen ede ensem etudwa no chemu se abra Ghana for eto aba ede ma NDC amonyoko ya mo eba bedi aban ni mu no omba no my economy no atete apansam.
Upon assumption of office in January this year, we were handed an economy in deep distress, a country with dispirited citizens. Trust and faith in our leaders were at all-time low. The fundamentals were not only weak, but broken. Mr. Speaker, and the misery and suffering were palpable. Mr. Speaker, in just 6 months, in fact, under 200 days, under the decisive leadership of President John Mahama, we have begun to change the story. Mr. Speaker, President Mahama's economic management model is working. The turnaround is in sight. Mr. Speaker, the signs of economic progress are visible and measurable. Mr. Speaker, first quarter economic growth is at 5-year high. Our debt to GDP ratio is at a 5-year low. Mr. Speaker, inflation has declined to a 4-year low. Right Honorable Speaker, our credit rating has improved from junk to B- with stable outlook, a 2-notch upgrade and a 4-year high. Right Honorable Speaker, we have almost reversed all the cedi depreciations in the years 2022, 2023 and 2024, with no cedi depreciation in the year 2025. Mr. Speaker, onions. One paint bucket, which used to be sold at 120 Ghana cedis in January, is now being sold for 95 Ghana cedis. Right Honorable Speaker, POP cement, which used to be sold for 115 Ghana cedis in January, is now being sold for 90 Ghana cedis. The Speaker, maize, maize. One sack, which used to be sold for 1,600 Ghana cedis in January, is now being sold for 1,450. And Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Agriculture has promised that it will go down even more. Mr. Speaker, the price of Yas sanitary pad, which was 25 Ghana cedis in January, is now going for 15 Ghana cedis. 15 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, palm fruit, one olonka, which used to be sold for 40 Ghana cedis, is now being sold for 25 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, this is the reset President Mahama promised.
Yeah, that's why our emrashibi dream. Na onimunyamfo esa to aso ekasa ede efa ghost names a eya wode ekoko hye yeah say ombetua sika ede ama abaya adwumayefo eno no che say obi bia obey na dwen say the ghost names ensamanfo din ebeba be hye edin bia so se enkotwe omoka na yemfa sika bia nkogu nipa kure so mu a enya de ayeja wo ama wakosa akwa.
As part of the fiscal consolidation strategy, we have taken measures to sanitize public sector payroll and rid it of ghost names. Subsequently, we engaged the Ghana Audit Service to undertake a nationwide payroll audit across all 16 regions of the country. Mr. Speaker, the Audit Service has completed 91% of the payroll audit. So far, the Audit Service has not been able to identify or verify over 14,000 workers. Mr. Speaker, again, they have identified 53,311 separated staff on the payroll. Mr. Speaker, separated staffs are staff who are either on retirement, reassigned, terminated, or are on leave without pay or deceased and yet remain on government payroll. Mr. Speaker, the Audit Service expects to recover a minimum of 150.4 million of unearned salary from the separated staff over 2023 and 2024 period alone. Right Honorable Speaker, going forward, we will enforce the monthly payroll validation process and strictly apply sanctions to all who validate ghosts for payment of salaries. Mr. Speaker, let me use this opportunity to strongly caution those who validate ghosts across the public service that they will be personally liable for the loss of public fund. Mr. Speaker, let me repeat. Let me use this opportunity to strongly caution those who validate ghosts across the public service that they will be personally liable for the loss of public funds. Right Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Finance will continue to monitor this payroll and put in place measures to prevent ghosts on the payroll going forward.
Abusafo ye beda ne ho age aboafo nkrato to so mienu ye ba ye de kasebo no beto amoso.
Ye mamo akwaba ye to kasebo no so na ye dasoa ewo mrahye bedwam abra osoafo kaisel ato force ne koye koka media budget no asem na o kire se akwan agodo bebrebi ewo ho a wo mo de ahye big push ase a eno wo de eba be ye adwuma na kire se akwan ni nyina no wo mo ba beboa na wo mo yi akwan no ene kaso a winiba ekwan no afi almighty of ankonsa wom kwan no Cape Coast takrade ekwan no Swami interchange na encheni alubu kwan no o kire se
Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Roads and Highways has spent the last 6 months of his time in office touring the whole country to assess firsthand the state of our roads. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Roads and Highways has undertaken studies and prepared comprehensive engineering interventions and cost estimate for roads project across the country for the Big Push program. Right Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Finance has since issued commencement authorization for the following road infrastructure project under the Big Push program. Mr. Speaker, these are the following Big Push projects as approved by the Ministry of Finance. Mr. Speaker, number 1, the construction of a new bridge on the Oti River at Dambai. Number 2, rehabilitation of Wahan Road. 3, upgrading of Tumu Hamile Road. 4, upgrading of Tumu Han Laura Road. 5, reconstruction of Navrongo Tumu Road. 6, rehabilitation of Techiman Nkonsia Wenchi Road. 7, rehabilitation of Wenchi Sola Road. 7, 8, Mr. Speaker, construction of Sunyane Outer Ring Road. Mr. Speaker, the construction of Kumase Outer Ring Road, Eastern Quadrant. Mr. Speaker, the rehabilitation of Bintri Napanduri Road. Mr. Speaker, the rehabilitation of Dodo Pepeso and Kwanta Road. Rehabilitation of Atimpoku Esukuma Junction Road. Rehabilitating Mankesim Edumako to Aguna Swedro Road. Mr. Speaker, will be rehabilitating Tema to Aflawo Road. Right Honorable Speaker, will be constructing the Enchi to Elubo Road.
And I said a debia omoyano so my son I hini kopium wo mrahye bedwafia edom kuma ne dom kase ni nyina atena ho ema ne ef na so enei abra my son I hini Dr. Casey Latoforsen ekopium wo mrahye bedwafia na sana kura no na edom kuma no eye omano boaboafo eye Honorable Frank ano dompre ede atudwa se enei dom kuma no enya de se dwumadi ebekoso no omde omho ebegim na ni nyina ene se ablekuman sensem abato ekoso ene basabasa ye ekoso no omo se aban ehwen kan ho asema bibia nu ho a omde omo ebegim omrahye berefi enkankan ne abra oman sana hene kopie ma na the media budget review no ekotudwa.
Speaker, with respect, I will not on any day defy your authority. But Speaker, we have lined up a number of activities to back home our demands, and to the extent that these violence visited are not atoned, we cannot be part of the presentation of the media budget. And to that extent, Speaker, to that extent, we are exiting the Parliament and cannot be part of this process.
No ena edom kese ba no deni onumunyamfo mahama yarga wo yemrahye bedwani e wo Boko Central HSA sebio we nyina ni hwe hefa na ablekuma asem wei enya asem wo sese o mugina so ema ye ba be kenkan budget wo mbeka se enya de a wo mo ebetena se na watie de ekoso ni nyina mu no wo mo ni ho nenso wo mo ehweye ema wonom ekenkan budget no.
Mr. Speaker, I want to, on behalf of my colleagues in the House, thank the Minister of Finance for such a wonderful presentation. The Minister for Finance's delivery was splendid. We clearly understood every policy initiative that he has dealt with, how he has dealt with it, and what his plans are for the country. So, Speaker, I know that from a very personal level, the last 6 months have not been an easy period for the Minister for Finance. It's been a very difficult period for him because he's had to deal boldly and decisively on issues that many who have come before him have hesitated to deal with. I want to assure him that this House stands solidly behind him in the performance of his duties. We will continue to back him to ensure that proposals that he brings to this House are expeditiously approved so that he can effectively address the challenges of this country. Mr. Speaker, I'm not surprised that our friends opposite fled the chamber before he presented the media review. It is obvious that they have been monitoring the performance of the economy. And they knew that this media review was going to unearth the wastage, the thievery, and the mess that was bequeathed to the NDC government, the abysmal performance of our predecessors. And they knew that he is going to recount the very positive steps that have been taken in the last 6 months. Every Ghanaian knows that the incidents that happened in Ablekuma North are not grave to the extent that a whole minority will refuse to listen to the mid-year budget, which concerns the welfare of all Ghanaians. So I want to thank the Minister for Finance for scaring and intimidating my friends opposite. Speaker, on a more serious note, I think that we need to address the walkout. And I'm saying that the walkout is as a result of the good news that the Finance Minister was bringing. And we thank the Finance Minister for bringing the mid-year review to us. We are very grateful to him and will continue to assure him of our support.
Ene Abradon Kumano sorry free Mrashebedwe fie hwa no mde omani ekire Dean of Diplomatic Corps aswe na omoko ka kire ne se abra omonsore afri Mrashebedwe fie aba no ni nyina Ablekuma North abato ekoso basabase esiye na ensema ekoso no besi ne aban enhwe ho asem kan no omde omonsem ebedan no omohwe na aban entimi enhwe na omo a edi sebi enyamransem ne abonefosem no omohwe na emra ene omundi omfiri ho ape na omde omani kire efikasem aban atena Jubilee House na omokosha Ghana Manpanyin His Excellency John Dramani Mahama omoko omasem bakope Amuchem se efiti bra yeto Ablekuma North abato ma eneyi yebu ebi mu prepre bi mu no besi ne aban ne ayi nani watwi nani kura ya ansemi onhwe enka ho asem enti ene eye media budget review no omantena hobi omoba ene na bekasa a kire ne se onhwe na Ablekuma North basabasa ye koso nipa ye bo omo hawa kumsen ena afi abrante ebo akọ ye deputy youth organizer ono so ye bo no tietia no ne enyambra sema ye koso no Ohe na Ghana Manpanyin His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ohe na onka ho asem. Na sansem yi ena omuchem se sa aban anhwe anka ho asem a aban dwumadie anasa aban bibio ade beba mrahye bedwafie no omode omonhwe emma enkoso.
Security analyst or executive director ma Africa Center for Security and Counter-Terrorism. Ora Emmanuel Mawenya Kutin ena opanyi kire se ene asojafo no wo motu ana wakundie ni bi ammunitions ni bi wo ha ayira. Na wo bisa se anyenye bia abandada no wo mo ano mo wo ho no wo mutimi bu nkonta pepepe enkrata na esese wo mo de ema mpanimfo e kire se bibia eda ne eda no wo mo ye ne sa na e wo so mutumi ba na wo mo beyi ensem ano a ni nyina no opanyini di atodwa.
The critical questions Ghana for a per se yentie from the authorities ne say who authorized this irregular transfer? That is one. Two, how did national security need these military ammunitions outside proper channels? No omukwa yeden ejuma. No muhian these ammunitions outside the proper channels. Now, how long has these ammunitions been unaccounted for? And then, when is it an isolated case? And now, this incident reveals a systematic problem within the system. So until we can get answers to these questions, we have a long way to go. These revelations, it exposes dangerous gaps in Ghana's security architecture. Because it's not easy to say, Nema we bet my see, especially in this crucial time that there was regional instability. If there was no change of government, say we will not be talking about it. So it reveals the dangerous pattern within our political architecture.
Abusia for Hassan e de kase bono esie na mekayo se president de ewu hia bi ewufie enkwada mpanyini wo de betwusi anopa na enwumre se de be ya boto hu obi a mebo nwu obi aso ema obi a mekata ne hwene wo sa kwan no so na ye wo ahodo miensa ye wo chalco ye wo herbal ena afi ye wo triple action no eyema abusua ni nyina enkwada de no so ho ya to bi momo na chese eno so amaya akoyenim mata de ehemi efri clothing palace wono mo Accra woni lava ne dinhwe ni mudu lava ni mu ha pedwani hwe abrosan na ni dinhwe ni mu esoro ho ubezi wo mo ebo ho kama wo mo edan ni mu so enyo ma ewom doso oba wa ho siesie de ye ho pe ne wo sa wo bibia wo underwear kra wo kɔ ho a unsa ebeka bi ewo clothing palace eya na oni omo edi enkita ho ewo 0271 998313 0271 998313 midin edi akosia sapo mene
Kwame Osu Ediomi.